because there is a patterning of brain learning. If you are silent, you cannot learn anything. I am the brain master also, and there is my venture called as the Future Mind. So where I did work over a large number, and still I am working over those students which are very weak in memory and learning, right? So I know how mind learns. So if I am telling you a tricks, then please take it seriously. What is the trick? Please open your question. Don't be silent. In our India, this is a very common practice, right? What teachers used to say to their students? Tell me. What is a very famous quote you can remember from your teacher or classrooms? Be silent. That's why the students are weak-minded, because they cannot discuss. And that's why a greater discovery cannot be made on this land. If the people are migrating and leaving this land, then only they can make the greater discovery, because their mind is not silent. They are encouraged to speak out, they encouraged to speak, they encouraged to share. But here, problem is that if you are sharing your ideas, so what the people will do? They will very very popular word, steal. Right? Stealing is a very good technology here. Without credit. Stealing means what? Sharing the content without giving credits. You will see, I think last year there was a 1497 scientists were caught in stealing the content from the world popular science journal magazines. Okay, content from the popular science magazines, right? And they were banned, and still there was no action there in the India, right? And I know in the most of the private university, mostly dean level people are doing this, right? So you can expect what kind of quality teaching should be given, or people are. Now I know one of LPU biotechnology dean is taking a lot of data from here, and they are publishing. A lot of management is there. Okay, so in BHU one physics department was caught, and so what you should practice, that's do the opposite behavior. Don't steal and don't be silent. And if you want to make your brain superpower, is there anyone who are feeling like that they are lagging some memory problem, or having some memory problem, or kind of ideas not coming, or kind of they are not able to solve or concentrate or focus? Is there anyone? I am going to tell on that, because this is the major problem of these students these days. Not your problem. This is a kind of how to manage the situation. Nowadays, what we can say, a lot of disturbance is there. So I must tell you how to stop this disturbance. Right? So tell me what I did. Let me tell you. So if do you know how the brain pattern is working? How we are learning? Any idea? If anyone have an objection, then I can stop this discussion. If you want to learn, then I can tell you. Brain has 2 parts, right? Rather than 3 parts. Left, right, and this central one. Okay? And this is called as the memory part, right? And the right part is some kind of creativity is there, and left part is logical. So biology people are mostly weak in logical portions, right? And also having the problem of memory, because a lot of data is there, and they are more creative rather than they are doing the nonsense thing. You can say they very creative. But when this brain is moving USA, then this creativity, logical, memory, everything going to be balanced. So what is the difference? So let me very clear, let me tell you, your session starts from biological clock. Okay, your day starts with the biological clock. Biological clock is going to regulate everything. Alright, so this is your last time when you should have an alarm, and then very strictly you should sleep. Right? Not later than that. This should be the red zone. Okay? And 12 p.m. night. AM, acha chalo. AM. That's AM, right. 12 AM strictly. And then awakening time should be not later than 6:30 AM. Why I'm saying? Because all the memory depends on a kind of energy. Right? And this energy is impulsed by your metabolism. And if you want to keep your metabolism very regulative, effective and healthy, then this routine must be followed. And not that if you are awaking in the morning, directly you should start studying. No, this is very wrong practice. Right? 6:30 AM, if you are awaking, just start a little bit of bed yoga. Rather than going in the environment, rather than you should start bed yoga, whatever you can do for yourself. There are 4 to 5 mandatory yoga asana is there. For example, Surya Namaskar is very popular for the students. All students who want to make their brain active as a super brain, okay, you must perform at least 10 to 20 Surya Namaskar. Alright, and then there is a kind of one is just sleep, and both the legs should be in the air for some time. Right, and then I forget this name of this yoga. Okay, and then Mandukasana, pata nahi kya kya hai. Right, and then one is you can understand easily by this. If I am drawing something else, one yoga is like this. Right, you are touching your feet, right, with the one by one. This is going to activate your pancreas and liver. Okay, and this is the key to all metabolism, right? So one side left, one side then right. You should spread one hand behind, right, touching. So opposite legs should be touched, not same. Opposite. For example, left hand, then this should be right leg. Okay, so you have to perform like 25 times, and you will see after 10 minutes you are supercharged like battery. Your battery, mobile battery is 90%. You are awakening, your battery is only recharge how much? 10%. But if you are not activating your pancreas and liver, slowly and slowly this battery is going to recharge only of 20%. 20% means after 4 hours of any work you will go into the deep, right, what you can say, weakness. You will not able to focus, because focus depends on energy level, right? What is the focus? Suppose you are burning a lamp, and this lamp, it depends on the oil. Okay, if the oil is not sufficient or battery is not sufficient, your mobile is going to bad behavior. Have you seen your mobile? Bad behavior? Misbehave? Your mobile is going to misbehave with you. Can you tell me why? because they are not charged. That's why your body is, your mind is going to misbehave with you, and that's why you are kind of feeling symptoms. Defocusing is a kind of symptom. Symptom means you are not recharged. So first yoga, and then another yoga I have told you, to keep your leg, both leg, in the bed for 5 minutes. Even 2 minutes is enough, right? And mostly students are working on the laptop, they are feeling a lot of cervical problem, right? So what you can do, then there is another yoga, keep your leg straight and just up and down your neck 20 times, and your hand should catch your head, right? This is head, this is hand, and come to bed and then try to go up. This should be repeated at least 10 to 20 times. This is how many yoga? 1, 2, 3, right? And then the fourth one was the Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is very effective because directly you are allowing your brain to, suppose you are standing like this, but in the Surya Namaskar you have to bend like this and touching your feet, both the feet, with your hands. Okay, am I creative or not? Okay, so then this yoga total takes only 10 to 15 minutes, and if you are enjoying, you are doing at least 15 days, you will enjoy a lot, and now automatically you are going to increase this time to at least 30 minutes, and then you will see you are supercharged. No one in this world now can beat you. And also, anyone is having eyes problem, that's why I was asking for a photograph, and I think everyone was surprised why I am asking for photograph, right? So because I hate glasses. Anyone is having glasses? Any power difference? Any kind of tool you are using for your eyes? So I can tell you how you can sharpen your memory and eyes with one click, right? Because I am also mind trainer. So there is a essential oil, you know. Without it, also your mind is not going to work according to your expectation. So that essential oil, all we Indians are missing mostly, because this is not present in any diet. What diet we are taking? Pani puri and Maggi. This is not a kind of diet. This is a junk food. All the students should avoid any kind of junk food because they contain a lot of toxic metals and other things. I don't know, but I have left everything except what is the essential oil? This is easily available in the market in the name of, what is this sign called as? Omega 3, Omega 6, Omega 9. You should note it down well. All these combinations are very, very essential for popular function. First is the brain. Now if you are taking one capsule per day, but all these, Omega 3 separately, Omega 6, and I think some companies are giving together. Right, in one capsule, 3, 6, 9 is there. Okay, so you can take one capsule and for lifetime. If you are going to study, then you must use for lifetime. Okay, so this is must for everyone. So have you might be surprised to that student that was in the top list ever you have seen in the photograph or news. You don't have surprised by that, how that student performed that level to that level, how he was the super brain or any. So think of that, right? Everything is balanced. If this is present in balance amount, no one can beat your brain performance. Even you are just listening anything, that data automatically you will recall, you will be able to recall at the time of exam. So mostly we are having the problem, suppose we have studied something 6 months back. So there are two parts of memory. One is the surface, another is called as the deep memory. This is called as a pen drive. So if you are not storing your data into the pen drive, then you cannot recall, because pen drive was empty. That's why we are facing the problem of recall, right? And sometime have you felt that after you are coming out of the exam, suddenly you recall the thing. Oh, I just missed. It was present in my mouth, but it was not coming out. Have you faced that situation? Anyone? So how it happens? Because we don't know how to save all the data from surface to deep memory. Suppose I am giving you lectures. Why lecture is important? Because I am creating a lot of data in your. That's why all the students that is going for self-study, they are taking a bigger risk, because by reading you are generating only the surface data. But if you are discussing, right, and you are solving problem, and if you are penalized by the teacher, this is going to make a deeper connection with the neurons, because all these exercise, competitiveness or scolding by the teachers, are kind of target given, it's going to make your brain in the which mode? Alert mode. Have you seen? As soon as the examination date is decided, suppose exam date is 26th June. Now 90% student will start studying just before 1 month ahead. Okay, because they are now the special creation of God. Okay, because they are highly alert just 1 month before, right? So they start day and night, and the people will know on the Facebook and on the social media that she is girl fantastically studying just 1 month before. Okay, they will share everything, their fees and their routine and then everything. So that's not a study. That's kind of high alertness, but only show off. Nothing to be captured in the deep memory. And one thing is how much you will speak less, your analytical power will be more. Often we are all having same problem. We are speaking too much, right? And that's why we have very less analytical power, because we don't stop. Suppose I can give you example. Suppose you are filtering a tea with a porous bag, and suddenly you are increasing speed or volume. Then what will happen? It will be filtered with the same speed or same clarity. Tell me. The answer is what? So obviously you are not giving sufficient time to filter it out. So they are overflowing. Overflowing means all the data are clashing with each other. So what message you are getting? Don't take a mess, means don't start all the work together, right? Make a perfect timetable in the morning. Okay? After the exercise, what is the next step should be? First, the routine should be like this. Exercise 5 minutes to 10 minutes suppose, and then tea you can take, right? And then you can take a bath. Without bath you should not start study, right? Because alertness, mind alertness is very, very important. And then when you are starting study, fourth step comes for the study. So take at least 3 to 4 hour time, at least 3 hours time, continuous study. Okay, suppose you have to go somewhere on the 9, then you should plan when you have to manage, right? And in this period, what you should study? Tell me. As a teacher, I am studying in this time for my evening classes. What you should study? Not study, you should go for the revision. Correct? Because in half an hour, mostly 1 hour you should dedicate for the revision, and rest 2 hours in the fast study. In the you can take the 2 subjects one by one. Right? So why we are revising? Because all the surface memory lasts for 6 to 12 hours. So if you are not revising within 12 hours, right, it means you are taking a high risk. Remember, 1 week before, whatever I taught you, can you tell me word by word? How much percent of that lecture of 1 hour you can remember? In the percentage, can you express? Talk me frankly. Because once I was in your stage also. No voice? If you are not revising, you are most of the students can recall only 10% of the study material. Okay. So, but if you are revising, then again you are recapping at least 90% in your deep memory. Okay. So what we can suggest that one revision is at least once in a week. Once in a week is must, because it will make your task easier. Right? Otherwise, if you forget, then what you can do? You have to read out everything, you're not able to recall, right? And then you have to force out yourself, and you're not able to solve any question. Then you are feeling frustrated, right? So that's why I have planned, because I'm a mind trainer, I have planned everything so that students are facing. I am training. I am giving a sort of training to you, so that how you must utilize your time with the day, and then up to 9 p.m. right? You are not going to feel lack of energy because your battery is full. Battery is full, right? Till 9 p.m. And as soon as you are taking your food, you must not forget to take a walk, right? Or kind of listening music, or kind of after just half an hour, you must take water, because people are mostly avoiding water after the meal. So what I advise, intermittent water should be there in between the meal. Now otherwise there will be problem of blotting. Mostly students are facing this problem because they are not doing much hard work. So they are facing the problem of blotting, right? A lot of acidity. And if your stomach is upset, already your battery is going to down. Okay? So that's also going to affect your focus, attention and memory. So you have to plan every work. Without planning, a scientist cannot work. And if they are working, suddenly they are going to make an accident. Okay? Accident means you are going to be upset very soon with your lessons, with your people, with your parents, everything, and you will be unsatisfied everywhere, because your brain counts everything. Your brain is not going to sleep. Your brain is watching beside your eyes. Okay, so that going to give you the alarm signal, and you becomes worried, right, for your future. You will not be worried. Try this at least for a week, right? You'll never worry of anything, because you are living and utilizing every second. every second of your life, right? And then in the evening when you are sleeping, now you are realizing that whatever I planned 90 work, and at least 80% of that work was completed. Means you are 100% satisfied. So what I learned from my life of 20 long year teaching and research, that all the students must do the exercise, must plan their diet. They should not eat any diet that should be avoided. For example, allergens are kind of fast food or kind of junk food, right? Rather than they should eat more mushrooms, that is very rich in proteins. Protein is very much essential. Vitamin C, tomato, you can see, and then नींबू को क्या बोलते हैं भाई? Tomato, citrus, right? Okay, so you should go for that. Citrus, any kind of vitamin C is very, very compulsory for your smooth functioning of brain and memory. Because now memory is a kind of impulse. So if you are having a very strong impulse, for example, you can recall that if anyone has slapped you suddenly, right? Then you are not going to forget. Your brain is not going to forget that incident. Why? Because signal strength matters a lot. If you are having very good zeal of learning and qualifying the CSR, and you are very motivated, energetic, right? You are doing hard work, you are following your teacher, you are very disciplined, then your impulse of learning is very, very high. That's why I should advise all the students, be very polite to your teachers, your nation, right? And your people, your whatever. If your dog is even serving you a little bit of love and affection to you, you should be very polite, always, forever. And then you will see your dedication, your love. Why people are saying that love is a power? Love is not a power. Love is giving you the strength that you can memorize. You are always going to be positive. You are always going to be kind of energetic. And don't forget to buy omega-3 fatty acid, omega-3, omega-6, omega-9. Have you noted it down? And very simple life. Life is very simple. And then you tell me how you are feeling after following this routine for 1 week. Okay? So your pancreas, your liver is very, very important, and of course Surya Namaskar is a complete journey of your life. It's in recharging, it's applying the blood because blood-brain barrier is there in the brain. They are not going to allow the blood easily. A lot of filtered blood is required. So Surya Namaskar make it easy supply. So mostly students doing this mistake. Jaise uthe and start their studying. This is very, very wrong practice, because already you have only 10% of battery level, and now you are watching movies. Study is kind of a long hard work. Your battery should be 90%. If anyone having any doubt or questions, please ask. Is it okay for today's session? Okay. So from tomorrow, what you will do? You will sleep. How will start today? You should plan in the night today, right? What you will study in the morning, you should plan in the night, right? Which book you will follow, you should plan in the night. You will arrange it, right? Because most of the people are losing their time in arranging the things. If your things are arranged properly, then obviously you are saving your 90% energy of the brain in the morning, right? And don't be irritated in the morning. Avoid all the negative thoughts, negative people, right? Either may be very close to you but you should avoid all the toxic people on this universe, because this is a life, this is not a metal. Okay, your brain is not made up of platinum. Your brain is made up of what? Living tissues, and they are going to die with the negative thoughts. That's why most of the dangerous people, what they adopting weapon to make dead the intelligent people or genius people, they are using the harsh language, you know, toxic things they are speaking behind. Okay, so that's a kind of negative people. You should either, if you cannot slap them, then you should avoid them, and avoid thinking of them, thinking of their words, taking their words very. You should take which person you should take the words, your guide, your teacher, your topic, your life, your career, your very important one, mothers and fathers. Okay, so only that word should be very important for you. And if anyone nonsense is speaking, suppose one is shouting on the road, and you are feeling that he is shouting on me or she is shouting on me, it's your fault, no? So be in the pH is equal to pK mode. Okay, 50% positive and 50% negative. Okay, negative means you should keep on having the doubts over everything. Okay, so that you can better judge. So we have discussed all these things.